Price on seedless red grapes, only $2.99 per pound. Certified Angus beef, top sirloin steak, just $8.99 per pound. Select varieties of Purex 2X laundry detergent, only $4.99 for a 50-ounce bottle. Select varieties of Arizona drinks, just $7.99 for a 12-pack. Nestle's Cheerios cereal, only $4.99 for a 397-gram box. All stores are open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Wednesday, the 11th of July. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us tonight. A 37-year-old man said to be a Jamaican national was arrested on suspicion of drug possession after he ran out of the customs area at the airport shortly after 1 this afternoon. Police say the suspect fled on foot and was pursued by officers who eventually apprehended him on the causeway a short time later. He remains in police custody at this time on suspicion of drug importation, pending further inquiries. It is understood a quantity of what is believed to be heroin was recovered during the incident. Well, the government has begun the process of consulting the public on the phasing out of middle schools from the public school system in favor of secondary level signature schools. Minister of Education and Workforce Development Diala Rabane says the public is invited to submit their proposals as part of an 18-month consultation period. The ministry says it recognizes that change to the school system is a sensitive and emotive issue across the community. Therefore, to allow all opinions to be expressed, a public consultation process has been divided into 3 phases.
Several persons have approached me during the past year to share their thoughts, positions, and ideas relating to the phasing out of middle schools. Now is the time for those persons to officially submit their positions.
Phase 2 will involve the development of feedback received from the public for government to consider the recommendations. And 3, a review of the final proposals with stakeholders and the community will be done before a final decision is made. The process is expected to take 18 months, with each phase lasting 6 months. So what are specialist schools?
Examples of specialized schools in other countries include Afrocentric education, career and technical education, information and communication technology, fine and performing arts, the International Baccalaureate program, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. There are also examples of all boys and all girls public schools and schools for developing elite athletes.
The overall aim of education reform is to meet diverse student needs and prepare students for higher education to compete locally and internationally, as well as increase confidence in the public school system. But for now, it's unclear how soon the new system will be ready to receive students.
Once we finish with that process, that will outline to us how long it will take to go from the planning stage to the implementation stage.
While it will be up to the public to decide on what education looks like in Bermuda, the minister says they would not rule out enlisting international support.
If the community says, let's look at other places, or if the education experts say, let's look at other places, then that is completely on the table.
The ministry says they are not aware of any costs associated with the consultation process. To submit your proposals, email signatureschools@moed.bm. The Bermuda Weather Service says Tropical Storm Chris has strengthened to become the first hurricane of the season. But with the weather system expected to stay hundreds of miles from the island, it's said to have minimal impact. However, the BWS says people should still make sure they're prepared for the bigger storms that are almost certain to come. Hal Davis reports.
It might look ominous, but it shouldn't be a major problem for Bermuda.
We're going to see winds increasing 15 to 20 knots, and then later Chris is trailing a bunch of moisture, so we're going to see an increase in showers with a chance of thunder. Also, our mariners out there, Wednesday night through Thursday, are going to see seas reaching up to 9 feet with a bit of swell as Chris is passing.
The Weather Service says the most recent indications are that 2018 will be an average year for extreme weather, a slight improvement on earlier predictions. But it's still vital that people monitor the weather closely.
Absolutely, people need to keep themselves well informed. They need to get their information from the Bermuda Weather Service website or from the National Hurricane Center website, as well as any other official sources that are saying that their information is coming from us or the NHC. The National Hurricane Center in Miami are the hurricane experts, and when we're going to be impacted by a tropical storm or hurricane, we are on the phone with them, and we work with them very closely to update all the watches and warnings and make sure we have the best available information.
The BWS also says it's important, in the event of a major storm, to make sure you have adequate supplies of food and water, your insurance is up to date, and that outdoor furnishings don't become hazards.
Make sure all of your patio furniture or different things that would be flying around are brought inside or secured. People also need to make sure to check on their neighbors and friends and families, because not everybody has the ability to secure their homes as much as possible.
And those precautions sound like wise advice. While Chris is unlikely to be any real problem, it's worth remembering that even in an average year, one major storm per season is predicted to hit the island. Howell Davis, Bermuda Broadcasting News.
We'll have more for you after this short break, including all the latest weather news. Stay with us.
You can count on us.
Save $1.10 on Purdue fresh chicken leg quarters, only $1.79 per pound. For a great snack, red and black plums, just $2.99 a pound, saving $2. 4 rolls Charmin Ultra Soft or Strong Toilet Tissue, just $5.25. Hot price on select varieties of Kraft shredded cheese, only $3.59 for an 8-ounce bag. Save $2.56 on Halo Top ice cream, only $6.49 for a 1-pint tub. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
I didn't order this one. This is the wrong item.
What? These are the wrong size.
I wanted white pants for the white party.
These are way too big. Oh my gosh, this is not what I ordered.
Finally in Bermuda, announcing Mailboxes Unlimited's Internet Return Hub. Now for an 85% savings. No matter how you brought your items into Bermuda, you can return your items back to the U.S. easily. Mailboxes Unlimited's Internet Return Hub. Stop by today.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Colonial protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
health insurance with far-reaching benefits,
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit CGIGroup.com.
Colonial, where people come first.
Welcome back. New details tonight about some of the claims fintech firm Arbitrate has made when it comes to the $10 billion worth of gold bullion it says it's acquiring. Tony Waterman has the latest.
It was one of the most attention-grabbing statements of Arbitrate's June 28th conference call, made by the firm's founder, Troy Hogg.
In partnership with Scion Trading FZE out of Dubai, which is one of the only licensed gold traders on the Dubai Gold Exchange, we will be granted $10 billion worth of physical gold, which we are receiving title to.
But the Dubai Gold and Commodities Exchange told Bermuda Broadcasting Scion Trading FZE is not a member of the DGCX, and they have no affiliation or relationship with them. The representative also said he had never heard of Scion Trading, nor was he aware of any other gold exchange in Dubai. After multiple calls and emails, BBC spoke with Max Barber from Scotia International of Nevada. That's the company behind Scion Trading. He said there had been a miscommunication and confirmed Scion is not a member of the Dubai Gold Exchange. Instead, he said the company is a licensed commodities and gold trader in the United Arab Emirates, established in the Iraq Free Trade Zone. Bermuda Broadcasting has not independently verified this information. Mr. Barber confirmed that $10 billion worth of gold was being packaged together from multiple sources for Arbitrate. In a tweet, Arbitrate founder Troy Hogg said the firm would post a copy of Scion's license number and an official letter from them today. That post wasn't made before this story went to edit. This isn't the first time that Arbitrate has miscommunicated. In May, the company said that it had acquired Bada Bing Software, but later retracted that statement, saying it only had a letter of intent in place with the company that owns Bada Bing Software. More questions could be answered on Friday. Mr. Hogg said that Arbitrate has agreed to a one-on-one interview to silence the FUD. That's short for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. He goes on to say it's time to end the BS and twisted lies. Bermuda Broadcasting understands that interview will take place at noon on Magic 102.7 this Friday. Tony Waterman for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Colonel David Birch, the Public Works Minister, tonight clarifying that there is no threat of suspension or closure to the Westover farm located in Sands. He repeated the clarification today in the face of reports in the Royal Gazette that the farm could be shuttered. The minister further states that the farm's manager, Mr. Bascom Sr., has been a welcomed, quality and reliable tenant on government land for decades. Mr. Birch also affirms government's determination to support and uplift black businesses, not shut them down. The head of the anti-drink driving group, CADA, has denied accusations that the purpose of the new roadside sobriety bill is to simply catch people in the act of driving drunk. Chairman Anthony Santucci clarified the intention of the legislation passed by the House of Assembly recently, which now must be approved by the upper house. Here's some of what he told Try Trot by phone.
Look, well, the reality is the fact, and I've heard and read many comments online where people were concerned about them are saying, oh, we're going to be setting up a sobriety checkpoint in Pembroke Parish or XYZ date. The reality of the fact is simple again, that sobriety checkpoints, and if you could really get this point across, are not meant to catch people. The success of sobriety checkpoints are the fact that they're well publicized. And if I had only one concern, it would be, I'm not sure that just posting it in the Royal Gazette would be well publicized, but it is to change people's behaviors and relationships with alcohol. So the direct result on the number of DUIs comes from people changing their relationship and their behavior with alcohol. So a well publicized sobriety checkpoint has great impact, and there are many studies throughout the world where they show that well-publicized, well-run sobriety checkpoints can reduce the number of DUIs by up to 20%.
Mr. Santucci said he welcomed the bill on the whole, but wished it had been passed a long time ago.
The surreal experience, I suppose, about Friday was it actually passed the House 10 years to the exact date that we actually submitted the report. We submitted the report on the 8th of July in 2008, and a decade later, we finally have some action. So clearly we're glad it passed, but amount of collisions, I believe the amount of collisions that we recorded at the Bermuda Hospital Board was 15,921, and we know there's 118 fatalities. And the last decade really should say to our policymakers that really there needs to be a greater sense of urgency in prioritizing the quality of life and lives as it relates to Bermudians.
Weather now. Hurricane Chris is causing a stir to our north, but what, if any, impact will it have on conditions locally? Let's check in at the AccuWeather headquarters to find out.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This AccuWeather forecast here on ZBM is brought to us by our friends at the BF&M Insurance Group, and here we have Hurricane Chris passing to our north. It is a pretty photogenic storm. Nice eye. Decent circulation now. It became a Category 2 hurricane last night, so it did strengthen quite a bit after moving from its previously stalled position east of the Carolinas. But it is far enough north that we're not being directly impacted by it when it comes to rain. There are some feeder bands of moisture, and one of them is to the south. The storm really directed all the way down toward Florida, and that is dragging some scattered showers through our area. It is certainly producing some large waves that are in the ballpark of 5 to 9 feet on the outside of the reef. So we're dealing with some challenging boating weather. Temperatures around 81 to 82. Humidity is at 83%. A pretty good south-southwest breeze with that inflow essentially wrapping up into Chris, which is hundreds of miles away to the northwest, passing to our north overnight tonight. On the inside, we have 2 to 4 foot waves, with the outside 5 to 9 9-footers, and that is reason for the Bermuda Weather Service to issue a small craft warning through tonight. There's also a thunderstorm advisory through tonight as well, with some of these showers a little gustier and a little bit stronger, able to generate possibly some thunder and lightning at times. A small craft warning is in effect through tonight for our boating friends out there, and be aware of the rip current concerns for swimmers and so forth, even into the day tomorrow into Thursday. High tide's coming up at 8:02. The tide goes back out late tonight. It comes back in at 8:23 tomorrow morning, and then another low tide for 2:29 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. So tonight, partly cloudy. We will be breezy out there and humid with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Temperatures only drop to 75. Kind of a warm night out there, and that's been the flavor of the recent weeks. As we step ahead to tomorrow, we'll have a mix of sunshine and some clouds. We will see a shower or thunderstorm around, and highs will be back up around 83 as the distance between us and Chris increases off to the north. So as Chris moves away, we will begin to turn our attention to the southwest, and this is moisture tied to former tropical system named Burl. We're calling it a tropical rainstorm at this point. It's no longer a cohesive tropical storm, but it is still producing some heavy rain, and it's a system that is still impacting some into parts of the Bahamas. So we need to keep an eye on this, and that will potentially bring us some additional rain as the leftover moisture from former Burl may even re-strengthen, and it could conceivably become a tropical storm again. But whether or not that happens, we do expect to see some rain, some showers and thunderstorms into the beginning of the weekend tied to that system off to our south and west. We do have pretty decent weather for Toronto, New York, and Boston. Atlanta, a little stormy, very warm at Miami. London looks nice, a little warm there, 78 degrees. Into the Caribbean, scattered thunderstorms in many areas. And again, Hurricane Chris is passing to the north. Burl is disorganized and to the south and southwest. So look out for showers and storms to return into Saturday and Sunday with a connection to former tropical system named Burl.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
This summer I was in Germany on holiday with my family, and on a whim one day my son and I joined a speed sliding competition, and as I came down the water slide I went straight down in the pool and whacked my left foot on the bottom of the pool, and I looked down and I didn't see a foot. I just saw the bones sticking out and I started to feel faint. I was ambulanced to a hospital where I stayed for 11 days and had surgery. I had snapped all the ligaments on both sides of my ankle. And in the middle of all this stress and pain, we thought, how are we going to deal with health insurance? How will we pay for this? And I got a response from Allison at BF&M, and she said, your admission and surgery will be covered at 100%. I didn't have to put it on a credit card and deal with the reimbursement later. It made such a big difference to us. And for me, the BF&M difference is stress-free insurance when I really needed it.
The Super Camp. It was an awesome experience. I got to meet a lot of new people.
And then we also learned about the 8 keys of excellence. Keys over doors, keys over doors.
Super Camp is not like other camps. There's a strong focus here about looking at the options and the choices you have available to you and choosing the one that best reflects who you are.
I learned a lot about the way that I have to keep pushing and persevere no matter what's going on.
The best thing about Super Camp, it allows you the space to truly be yourself.
Anytime somebody finally came into their own presence and felt comfortable being who they were, that was a special moment for me at Super Camp.
Super Camp is about exploring who you are and transforming yourself.
It only gets better!
We invite you to join the transformation of a generation.
The head of the environmental charity Green Rock says his group has no objections to plans for the commercialization of the Shelley Bay Beach. Area MP Derek Burgess has backed a group of residents who feel a concession stand and tourism activities would be unnecessary and spoil the status of the beach. However, Jonathan Starling, the executive director of Green Rock, says he has no plans to object given the beach's past standing.
There's been a long-standing kind of agreement that there would be 5 beaches allowed for development. That's Horseshoe Bay, Shelley Bay, Tobacco Bay, John Smith's Bay, and Clearwater. And in exchange for allowing those beaches to be developed, every other beach would be maintained as kind of a pristine natural environment. All of those beaches had previous concessions there already. I mean, Shelley Bay is effectively a brownfield site in terms of concession. There's been a concession there for years. It's been out of function for the last year or two, but it's known to have a concession area. I've reviewed the RFP that is causing all the debate. There's nothing in it per se that I see of any environmental concern. I'm not a huge fan of the shipping container idea from a design perspective. I need to get more information about that. But of course, I would like it to be more of like an ecotourism aspect, but that seems to be what is described in especially the active families and to a degree the adventure seeker. Of course, the devil is going to be in the details. This is just an RFP saying this is the kind of activities they think would work there. I'm encouraging families and enjoying the beach. I wouldn't want to see, jet skis or anything in there. I don't think those are environmentally friendly. But there's nothing in the RFP at the moment that raises any big flags to me from an environmental perspective. Once they actually put forward a plan for it, then that might be a different matter.
Still to come, Earl Basin will have all the latest sports news in just a few minutes.
Sears is Bermuda's largest home appliance store with over 200 appliances in our showroom. We have refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, washers and dryers. Sears has a wide selection of craftsman's tools and accessories. Beautify your home with our lawn and garden tools. We have everything you need for outdoor entertaining. Located at 41 Victoria Street, Sears is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sears, reliable delivery, quality service, and everyday low prices.
Football fans, if you were unable to see the live action of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia, Bermuda Broadcasting Company would like to take this opportunity to inform our valued viewers. We will rebroadcast all 64 matches of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia on ZFB TV7 nightly. The rebroadcast will start at 8 p.m. and end in the early hours of the next morning. This will coincide with the FIFA daily schedule.
Turning to sports, Matthew Oliveira finishes 6th in Ireland. Daniel Phillips reaches the under-14 boys tennis final in Jamaica. And Delray Rollins skippers Sussex seconds in a doubleheader. Earl Basin has the details of these stories and much more in tonight's Sports Report.
Matthew Oliveira is off to a good start in the Junior Tour of Ireland cycle race when he competed in the time trial. Oliveira was the 38th rider off the start line in the time trial. Oliveira crossed the line in a time of 8:16.39, which put him in 6th place out of the 122 competitors. Meanwhile, Robin Horsfield competed in the Ontario Cycling Association's Ontario Cup's 4th race. Horsfield competed in the Senior Elite Men's 19-plus division. He would finish 12th overall, clocking a time of 1:44.15. Daniel Phillips' unbeaten run on the Caribbean Junior Tennis Circuit has been extended again as he continued competing in Jamaica in the Kotak Under-14 tournament. Playing in the semifinals, Phillips took on Delano Rivas, the Under-14 Jamaican number 2. Phillips would defeat Rivas in straight sets 6-1, 6-4 to advance to the finals. Delray Rollins led his Sussex second teammates in a battle against Somerset seconds in a second 11-2020 doubleheader at the Taunton Vale Sports Club, going down in both matches. In the opening match, Somerset seconds would win by 36 runs. Somerset seconds would score 176 for 7 in their 20 overs. Rollins had figures of 4 overs, 1 for 32. He also held on to 2 catches. In reply, Sussex were bowled out for 139. Rollins, who opened the batting, was the top scorer with 73 off of 49 deliveries. He had 10 fours and 2 sixes in his 50-minute stay at the crease. In Game 2, Sussex seconds batted first and were bowled out for 135. Rollins scored 12 over 14 deliveries, opening the batting again. He had 1 6 and 1 4. In reply, Somerset seconds would score 137 for 6. Rollins bowled 3 overs. He had none for 28. Bermuda players took to the court for the final day of the Junior Caribbean Association's squash tournament going on in Jamaica. Taylor Carrick, playing in the boys under-17 division final, would finish second when he went down to Kamal Cumberbatch from Barbados in the final 11-7, 11-4, 11-3. Talia Wade finished third, competing in the girls under-11 division after she defeated Ellie Wilson from Jamaica 7-11, 11-7, 11-5, 11-9. Playing in the boys under-15 division, Matthew Elliott finished fourth after falling to Samuel Ince Carvalho from Guyana. He would go down 11-6, 11-5, 14-12. Anaya Smith, playing in the boys under-17 division, finished fifth after he defeated Shamar Burnham from Barbados. Smith would win 11-7, 11-3, 11-5. Charlotte Toogood finished fifth, competing in the girls under-17 division after she defeated Maya Mayfood from Jamaica 8-11, 7-11, 11-7, 11-8, 11-7. Elan Daly recently competed in the Ontario Summer Swimming Championships in Ontario, Canada. Daly competed in 7 finals, medaling in 4, claiming 3 golds and a silver. Daly would capture the 50-meter freestyle gold medal with a time of 27:03. She would also capture the 100-meter freestyle gold medal with a time of 1:00:40. Daly would capture her 3rd gold medal during the 100-meter butterfly final when she clocked a time of 1:04:98. Touching the wall in the time of 2:09:51 saw Daly win the silver medal in the 200-meter freestyle. She would finish 5th, competing in the 400-meter freestyle with a time of 4:41:90. She would finish in the same position in the 100-meter backstroke final with a time of 1:09:88. And another 5th-place finish for Daly came in the 200-meter medley final when she was clocked at 2:29:43. Following the Bermuda Motorcycle Racing Club's 4th race of their circuit race season, ZBM Sports now brings you the current standings. Kamari Pitt is the current leader in the mini bikes division with 197 points, while with 198 points sees Najee Anderson leading the Scooter 70 class. The Scooter T4 is currently being led by Jason Pacheco, who has 231 points, and Sean Simmons has 136 points to lead the Formula Extreme class. Sean Trott finished 3rd, competing in the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park Summer 10K Series July race in London, England. Trott crossed the line in a time of 36:47. Andrew Maskill ran to victory in a time of 33:52. Golfer Kenny Lejour competed in the Ledges Junior Classic on the Southern Junior Golf Tour. Lejour finished 10th at 9 over par in the male 14 to 15 age group division. Lejour shot a first round 8 over par 79, and then he would shoot a second round 1 over par 72. In the 36-hole tournament, Lejour had 6 birdies, 18 pars, 9 bogeys, 2 double bogeys, and 1 triple bogey. Adam Hall and his Aberdeen Ironbirds finished up a 3-game road trip with another gem. On 10 hits, Aberdeen put up 5 runs on their way to a 5-4 win over Brooklyn. Hall, batting second in the lineup, had 4 at-bats with 1 strikeout and 2 walks, where he was left on base both times. Hall and Aberdeen are now 11-10 on the season. Braxton Stowe has been playing in the St. Louis Collegiate Baseball Summer League with the Rebels. Stowe has played 16 games with 56 at-bats. He scored 18 runs and has 21 hits. Stowe has 8 doubles, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in, and he also has 12 walks and a stolen base. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
High blood pressure is often called the silent killer because it usually has no symptoms. Here's CBS's Nikki Batiste with new data relating to African Americans.
5 years ago, Tracy Johnson was at work when she suddenly felt extremely warm.
The nurse on the site checked my blood pressure, and it was 220/120, and they sent me straight to the ER.
Johnson, 46 at the time, learned she had high blood pressure, which runs in her family. New research in the Journal of the American Heart Association shows 75% of African American men and women are likely to develop high blood pressure by age 55, compared to 55% of white men and 40% of white women.
Blood pressure is very complex. Part of it relates to the genetic makeup. A part of it relates to diet, lifestyle.
Researchers also found following a diet designed to stop hypertension lowered a person's risk. Cardiologist Gautam Visvesaran at Newark Beth Israel Medical Center says high blood pressure is preventable.
Incorporate a healthy diet, which is low salt, high in fruits and vegetables. Get to an exercise program and go to your healthcare provider.
What have you changed in your diet? I don't eat fried foods anymore. I don't eat ice cream. I don't eat cheese.
High blood pressure is a risk factor for heart disease. 3 months ago, Tracy needed surgery for 2 blockages in her heart.
When you're young, you think you're invincible. So I wasn't worried about that then, but I am now.
She's now more diligent about taking her medications, has lost some weight, and is exercising to stay healthy. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, Newark, New Jersey.
That's all from us this evening. I hope to see you again at the same time tomorrow. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Have a great night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.